Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Meet the 818 Zoom interview. Today, we have the Hood Foodie himself, Mr. Alex Orozco. Woo!
What's up? What's up, my 818 familia? It's your boy, the Hood Foodie, and I'm here, with my girl here, Meet the 818,
Yay!
and basically, to give you a little bit of my story.
Exactly. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I will have to say I'm a big fan, honestly, because the way that you portray your experiences as Hood Foodie is just authentic. And then the way that you approach food is it's amazing. It's like the real experience, guys. So tell the followers about yourself. How did the Hood Foodie come about?
Whew. Okay. Honestly, I feel it actually stemmed when, right out of high school, my parents passed away. Back to back. I think my dad when I was 19, and my mom was when I was 20. And growing up, I always knew that there was something off about me. I was never an overachiever. I was always like a C average student. Never was into the books. To this day, I feel like I probably have dyslexia. I've never, I think maybe I've like learned to read a book once in my life. But then, that's where the journey started, where, I was a lost soul. I was a lost soul until I got tired and fed up when I hit 36. At that point, I was heavy on the alcohol. I knew, that whatever was wrong with me, it was just the alcohol just adding to it. So, one day I put on my big boy pants and decided to actually, build myself, and I stopped drinking from one day to the next. I then went to a psychiatrist. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression. Started taking meds, and then that was my first experience with medication. Medication side effects. So basically, like a week after taking them, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was suicidal. I found myself during work at lunchtime in my truck, thinking of driving off and doing I don't know what. What actually stopped me was that at the lot that we were working at, there was multiple companies, and so everybody was double parking. So there was actually a car in front of me. So if that car wasn't in front of me at that point and at that time, I honestly don't know where I would have ended up. After that, I also struggled to reach out to my wife and letting know what was happening, because I mean, how can you call your significant other and be like, hey, I'm about to take myself out? It's not. I don't think that's easy for anybody to do. And yeah, I got the courage. I called her, and I was open about it, and she said, you know what, just hold on, please. Just wait till the end of the day, and I'll get you the help that you need. And yeah, I ended up at a Mission Community Hospital in the hood of Panama City. After evaluation, they hosted me for a 51-52 hold, and they were just feeding me more meds, and I knew that was what was triggering it. So as soon as I got out of there, like I was like, okay, I don't care what I have to do. Like, I'm gonna stop taking the medication. And there were still side effects. I was basically like dead at home, and I remember like my wife and my kids like in my ears next to me, like, Dad, come back to us. Be your happy self again. And took a couple of months, and this is when social media was like popping. Instagram was new, and then I just started taking pictures of food, and it just so happens that it was like the places that I grew up with, Lechitas in Pacoima, Carrillos in San Fernando. Next, like the journey kicks me out to LA, like the mecca of the foodie world. And I start supporting people out there, and I started getting noticed. And I was creating dishes with the people I was helping support, certifying restaurants, podcast interviews, McDonald's reached out to us at 3,000 followings, which
Oh,
was
wow.
unheard of. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and now I'm 2 years in partnerships with them, into partnerships with them. I mean, so many amazing things were coming out of it, and that's, I mean, how yeah, that's basically how the Hood Foodie was created, and like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just taking pictures of food, and I guess it kind of like hit people a different way, and just the whole story of like, I would get invited to like foodie meets, and it was crazy to me that people would order the food just to take a picture and then throw it away. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't think that it can't
No.
work like that. Like
Yeah,
they can't, no, because these people, like, we just saw like what it took for them to put that dish.
exactly. Did they at least pay for it before throwing it away?
No, I mean, I think the big thing, like compromisation with
Mhm.
like businesses, it's more like, I mean, everybody works different. You're gonna get different from
Yeah.
everybody, but it's more, it's like most of the time it's like, like the businesses know what they're getting into, where like it's gonna be promotion for them as well. And I mean, and it goes endless. Like there's people that pay, people
Yeah.
that don't pay. I mean, there's just it's a whole different world, so I'm same world like everybody everywhere else, but yeah, so I think for me the focal point was like, no, like I want to tell a story behind, like I want to showcase the people behind the scenes, the people that are, like over here, like sweating and tearing, and to make sure that you get that quality bite, that you feel the love. So yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, it just happened, and then next it's like I get casted for like a Gordon Ramsay show, 24 Hours in Hell. I
Yeah.
get to meet Gordon Ramsay. I don't, obviously I don't have proof because they didn't allow us to have cameras in there,
Uh-huh.
but it was
Oh,
crazy
we
because
believe you. Don't even worry. You don't need a picture with him. Totally
yeah,
believe you.
so he comes up to me and he's like, I mean, I don't know if he says this to everybody because I mean, they do the show like once a week, but so he comes up to me and he's like, I want to thank you for what you're doing, right? And I was like, is he really like saying it, or like is that something that he's like that has to say, or like? But then it's like some of my huge influencer friends. I got a boy, Liam. He has like 30 million TikTok followers and like hundreds and thousands of Instagram followers. And he's like butthurt because like, dude, how is it that you get followed by Gordon Ramsay and I'm over here, I've been trying all my life. So, just those kinds of experiences. Like I ran into Andrew Zimmer, out of
Yeah.
all people, when I worked in Netflix. And when I bumped into him, I was wearing my logo, and he did that whole
Yeah.
thing with his eyes, like.
Yep, I
And
remember.
then I'm like, really, Andrew Zimmer? Like he knows me? And I don't know how I got into the food game, because I used to be super picky eater.
Mhm.
I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. I don't have any culinary skills, but apparently I have charisma and I know how to sell. But yeah, and with it, the Hood Foodie was created, and the platform is food, but it's a lot bigger than us.
Yeah,
It's definitely
absolutely.
about a lot bigger than us.
But the thing is with you, I feel it's not just a brand for you. Genuinely, when you come across Instagram with your pictures and then the way you do IG Live and your quotes, like I feel like the Hood Hoodie is not just a brand, it's also a movement of sorts. And then the way you throw in everyone as family, like that's huge. Just having that connection with everyone is just, it's huge. So kind of explain to us like what that philosophy means to you or that approach means to you.
See, you want to see me cry, don't you?
I'm sorry. Look, I'm holding back my tears. The first time you spoke and told your story, it's different from reading it off your webpage or seeing it from it's totally different. So I'm holding back. I'm just I'm wearing glasses so you can't see it. But yeah, but it's just you come across as someone who truly cares about just the people around you, the people that you support, and genuinely wanting to have those stories heard by others. So that's why it's your philosophy or your movement is it's impactful to the community. I feel that's my opinion. But that just that your brand isn't just a movement is pretty awesome, as I said. So
you know, the way that I feel it, and I'll preach it till the last day. This is God's plan. Because the day that I was labeled as the Hood Foodie, fuck, it just grew. It just blew up. It just like I never have felt. I think that was my point where I became Zen. Like I was just like, I always refer to the movie. Did you ever watch the movie The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy?
Yes.
Okay, that's like my jam right there, that's my jam. And yeah. I always go back to, obviously, the whole thing, like the soul searching and who's a master, and like I finally figured out that I was a master after all these years. But also another phrase that he used is that, when he was talking to the young lady, I forgot her name, he said, one of the quotes that he said, he's like, imagine if the powers fell into the right hands, the good that they can do for the world. Well, guess what? They fell into the right hands. And that's why, it's like, it's funny because my boys, man, like, my kids are my biggest fan, like the biggest fans. And like my older son is autistic, Xavier, and he always kind of repeats the same thing over and over. But every time he sees me walking out the door, he's like, Dad, where are you going? And they already expect, for me to say the same thing. But it's like, like, oh, hey, yeah, but I'm about to go save the world, or at least try. So they see me like the superhero, like. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a very fulfilling journey. Like I said, I wasn't looking for this. It just. I feel like, God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle, and like I guess he saw something in me, and he he basically placed it on my lap, and it was just a matter of me doing something with it, and even the whole buildup of like, like it feels like we're about to blow up, and the whole thing of like, success is not overnight. But to tell the truth, like for me, like I didn't work at all. Like not 1 second it was work to me. Mm-hmm. So I can't, for me, it's like, I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I'm still going to be me, like, because sometimes, obviously you learn from this journey, and like you come across like bigger people, and like, oh, I'm going to be working with him. And like, there was a possibility I was going to be working with somebody that had 1 million followers, and it fell through. And I ain't going to lie, that shit hurt. Like it hurt. Yeah. But then I was like, the way that I regrouped, I was like, you know what? He's not making me. It's my familia that's making. That's who I need to concentrate on. Because so what? It's not the doors that close on you. It's the doors that open. And I'm letting you know, like since day one, I was tripping out because even my peers were like over like 100,000 followers, but they were never getting projects like me. Mm-hmm. McDonald's, Gordon Ramsay, like all this stuff, like, just being invited to Hispanicize, one of the biggest Latino community in LA. And that's where I got to meet Roxy, Mexican Ways, Legend. Like I'm part, dude, I've been at events, you know, where I get invited and it's like Mexican Ways is on this side
Mm-hmm.
and Legend is on this side. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the middle. Like, what does that tell you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's crazy.
Oh man, that is awesome. I'm getting chills just by, you know, your story. So we'll go a little lighter. I know we've gotten heavy like in the beginning
Okay,
of this
okay,
interview. So out of all the experiences in your 5 years of being the the Hood Foodie. Oh, can't speak anymore.
You gotta pronounce it like
The Hood. I can't pull it off. I can't. What has been your most memorable or even the most fun that you've had?
There's so there I yeah, there's so many, man. I mean shit, like, you know, because it's crazy, you know. And recently I've been hearing this a lot where I show up and the business will be like, oh well, we thought, you know, you were just gonna like come in and just take pictures and leave. And I was like, nah, man, I'm
What?
here to, well, no, because that's no the normal foodie, like
Yeah.
they just come in, take the photos and, you know, take off. And it was like, nah, man, I'm here to shoot the shit and have some tacos. Like, you know, that's why that, you know, it's about building the relationships, getting the stories. Like everybody has like, you know, stories of like, you know, failures and triumphs and things like that. So and that's where food is the universal language of the world. Because with food, I mean, come on, Obama, you know,
Bourdain in that Vietnamese restaurant.
exactly. But it was funny because Obama wanted to sit down with Anthony. Like his people reached out to Anthony because he wanted to eat with Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
I mean that, you know,
That's
yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite episodes. And I just, you know, if there was anyone I would have wanted to interview, you know, it would have been like Anthony Bourdain, man, hands down.
Oh yeah. You know, and unconsciously, he had an impact on me. I mean, when when I found out he passed away, it was. Yeah, it was pretty hard on me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just, you know, something told me, you know, to basically, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a little video that I did after he passed away, and it was like, you know, I love the fact how he showcased the smallest of the smallest.
Yep.
And
Yeah, no.
I made him that promise that I would try to keep his legacy alive.
Yeah, no, I understand, completely understand. If there was a top 5 of people's passing that had an impact on me, he's up there. You know, and it's just, it was really sad and really sudden. It's just I can relate to how you feel. My husband and I actually were big fans, and you know, when he passed, like even my husband was like, you know, it just
No, yeah, it was real. It was fun. I mean, I remember that day, like, you know, my wife was in the restroom and like she was like, "Oh yeah, babe, Anthony Bourdain passed away." I was like, "Shut up! Like you're lying."
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it happened to be true. And I ended up going to work, and my mind wasn't there. I literally had to leave. I left, and I called my older sister, and she was feeling it too. I mean, there were so many people feeling it, so many
Yep.
people. And yeah, and she had told me about this campaign that he did with the Range Rover, I think, where he was driving around, visiting like all the like little Tokyo, little Armenia, and it just so happens that we actually stopped at Little Guatemala, one of the places that he showcased, and yeah, you know, I found the same girl that he was talking to and getting, you know, the what was it, papas fritas con pollo or so, no, pollo frito con papas, something like that. Like it was a what dish from Guatemala, and it's so funny because she was like, I was like, oh, is this you right here? Like showing her the video, and she was so, oh man, she got so like hyped up. She like grabbed my phone and like she was like showing it to everybody in like the little all the little like puestos, like, oh look, this is the guy, and then when she came back to me, she was like, oh yeah, you know, that guy was here like 7 months ago, and you know, they were here for like 3 days doing I don't know, like I don't know what. So I mean, at least they were doing a story on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was you know, fun times.
Oh man, yeah, no, definitely. Oh, I told you we were gonna go light. We went heavy again.
And man, it's all good. I mean, you know, you just sometimes you just gotta let it
out. You know, I feel you, and I think, and I know that sounds so played out, like, you know, when people talk about the authenticity, it's like so played out. But honestly, the way, I cannot say enough how that's, I believe, what draws people to you. It's just the way that you visit you know, this taco stand or what have you, and then you have that conversation, and it's just how you portray them. It's just like, this is family and this is what they do and all that. So I think just that amount of like realism, I think that's the word, but just that, being that real to how you feature other people's products, or just, you know, the food scene. I think that's huge. Not a lot of people have that. You know, and I got sad when you said that people would just take a picture and then throw away the food. I would eat the food after I take the picture.
No, yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. It's I never thought that was right.
No. I think, like, you know, if like my mom, her biggest pleasure is like when she, you know, cooks the food, she serves it to us, and then, did you guys like it? You know, like that excitement. So I think if you were a restaurant owner, or, you know, a food in the food industry, that's what you'd want to see, like how people react to what product you have. Does that make sense?
No, perfect sense.
Yeah. So another quick question, that huge burrito that you had a couple posts ago, did you finish that?
Oh no, there was no way I was gonna finish. That was so that was Senior Cliffs in the hood of Compton, and they have the Papa, the Mama, the Junior, and the baby burrito, and it starts, so the Papa is 36-inch.
Oh wow.
And then I think the Mama's 24, and then I think the Junior's 16, and then the baby's 8-inch.
Oh wow.
No, yeah, once they cut it up into like 5 pieces. Okay. That's how big it was.
Because I saw that, I was like, I don't think he's gonna finish all that. I hope he has like a crew or something.
No, that was a humongous burrito.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh my gosh, that's huge. I think one of the food trucks, I forget which one. Maybe it was White Rabbit. But they had like,
you know, do you remember when White Rabbit used to be here in what is it, Winnetka?
Yeah. Oh, Granada. Oh no. Yes, on Winnetka.
Winnetka and Orozco.
Yes.
No, but yeah, I think they started with the truck first, no?
They did. It was actually, they were actually my college friends.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So why did they move out of the valley?
I'm sorry?
They moved out of the valley, right?
They did. I think I think they just changed ownership or they sold the truck. I
Oh,
don't know. I'm not
okay,
sure.
okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't ask. What if it was a sad story? I didn't
No,
want to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But yeah, they had that huge challenge for like an 8 pound
Well,
chicken adobo.
it came out with Hernandez's food
Yeah.
with Adam Richman. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that yeah, I was telling them like, hey, do people actually finish that? And they're like, yeah, we've had people just sit here and eat all that. I was like, wow. I saw it like they were making it and I was like, I don't know, not for us. That would probably feed like 5 people. So so in the valley, I know you're all over the place and you cover a lot of ground, but what are your favorite places in the valley to go to?
I would have to say salsas and beer, and
Mhm.
it would have to be the what is it, Lake Boboa?
Yes, the one off Satakoy,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
I
Yeah.
mean, even though like they have the one in North Hollywood, I just it's too big for me. It's too
Yeah.
big for me, and I like it more. Like more. Yeah, it just feels more homey.
Yeah.
You know, big burrito. Huge fan of the burritos. I go with both the green and the red salsa.
Mhm.
I mean, damn, there's a bunch of spots. Junior's churros. I love the fact that he uses like cajeta, because a lot of people that I've noticed that like Mexican pastries and this street food and all that,
Mhm.
they use a lot of caramel, and I'm like,
Yeah.
for me, it's like the whole nostalgia of like, oh no, like it has to be like cajeta, like So so yeah, for me, it's like Junior's churros. He's like has the cajeta, he has the lechera, he has the. I love the fact that he puts ice cream on it. I mean, yeah, there's so many places that I enjoy eating. I mean, from Korea, I remember. Well, I don't know. It used to be called the Fresh Korean Barbecue,
Ooh.
but now it's a different name.
I know what you're talking about.
But I always love going there
Yeah.
because you got the whole experience. You get there, like you have your Korean barbecue, you have your sake, and then next door is like the karaoke rooms.
Oh yeah, I think it's AYCE now, I think.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it? Oh
man,
shit, they put them
maybe.
out? No,
No.
no, no, I
But I
don't
know
think
what you're
so.
talking about. I just
Yeah, no,
can't
yeah,
think
right
of
there
the
in
name right
Sherman
now.
Way and
Yeah,
White
yeah,
Oak,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
That's the one. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Oh,
yeah.
you're making me want Korean food right now.
I mean, how can you not, Faso 999? I mean,
Yes, yes,
so I
yes.
mean, there's so many places, and it sucks because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people see us. I mean, yeah, we're still old school. It's
Mhm.
difficult for us to kind of catch up to the age. Yes, we're doing it little by little, but I mean, I think we could do it a lot quicker than possible. But I mean, yeah, and it's I mean, I'm pretty sure the conversation is gonna come up right now, but yeah, I think our valley needs a little bit more brightness, and we're about to help that. We're
Yeah,
about to help that.
that's
Yeah.
good. Speaking of which, good transition, because I know that you and 818 Pop-Up Shop have like a big collaboration coming in. I think
Crazy.
July or June.
It's gonna be July 10th, from the hours of 12 to 6, at 7557 Woodley Avenue.
Mhm.
Basically, once again, it was God's plan. Like, I met her for the first time. I asked a question. She was
Mhm.
like, "Oh man," I'm pretty sure she saw the opportunity, and she was like, "Would you? I would love for you to take over my pop-ups." And organically, like it's honestly still 0 to 60 in seconds. Like,
Yep.
we haven't even started promoting, and we feel, and that we not only do we feel the buzz in the valley, but the buzz is in LA.
Yep.
So it's basically, I mean, the way that I kind of feel that's happening, it's, oh damn, like the Hood Food is bringing LA
Mhm.
to the 818. because now if you really think about it, yeah, I mean, yeah, there has been like little food pop-ups, but I don't think we ever had one at this scale, because we're gonna be having like fried chicken, barbecue, churros, aguas frescas. I mean, it's gonna be all in one location, and you don't know who's gonna show up. I mean, I got my peers. Like I said, they go from Roxy to Mexican Ways to Legend to Esdras Ochoa to, I mean, Aaron Sanchez. I mean, it's, you don't know. It's and everything's been kind of being put together by the familia too, because the other day I met LA baseball head, and apparently like that, him and his wife are huge fans too, and it's like, dude, like we would love to help support, and send me all the logos of the small businesses that are going to be there, and I'm going to paint them on my head.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if you know who the LA baseball head is.
I think I know him by his handle. That's it.
No, so he's the guy that basically like he just puts like stuff in his head, and he's all dodgered out. Like he is Dodgers. So for him to be like, dude, like I want to help support, and I'm gonna come through. And I might bring a couple of my friends and, well-known people. And it's like I said, I mean, this got bigger than me. Like we're excited, but at the same time, we're scared because, yeah, it's making a lot of noise. And
Don't be scared.
we still haven't even started promoting it. So
yeah, no, it's huge. It's because I know 8-1 pop-up shop. I think that's her name.
Yeah, 818 pop-up shop.
Yes, there you go. 818 pop-up shop started probably, I want to say March or April of this year.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, no, we were in. I haven't made it out there yet, unfortunately. But like, she was going through stuff, and she was really promoting. Like you could tell, like she was completely just,
she's on her game.
She hustles, man. She's hustles.
Yeah. She's always constant, we're constantly like checking, each other and like making sure everything's, going right.
Yeah.
And actually, what was it? A couple she just came back. She was on a little vacay. She's like, hey man, you gotta give me a couple days, because it's a little, it's getting a little overwhelming, but in a good way. And yeah, once she got back, she was back on the game, and we started, reaching out for sponsorship. I mean, she's a special one.
Yeah, she's on top of stuff. Just for the short time that she's had it open, it's impressive. I kind of just watched like everything that's going on in the valley, and just kind of to see like, because my viewpoint is like bringing people stories, because I am a firm believer that stories connect people and they make the community that much stronger. So
no, yes. I mean, you're also doing something amazing for the community. So I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Coming from you, that's huge, man. You're the Hood Foodie. I can't even say your name right. But yeah. So let's see. Apart from that, are there any big projects that you have in the future that we should be watching out for?
Okay, so I'm gonna let
that you can talk about.
Oh no, we're cool with that. So I'm sponsored by McDonald's, so I mean, they always send me jobs here and there. We just created a relationship with Panda Express. We also created a friendship with Vallarta Supermarkets.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
a chain reaction, man.
Oh no, yeah. Like right now, the momentum is like high. Like people are reaching out to me for like special guest appearances, or like it's just or when are you gonna host my pop-up, or things like that. So
Oh,
that's what I meant. It's going for, not only am I having to take it, like deal with like the event, like I got all these other stuff,
yeah.
which is, bring them on. Like I said,
Yeah.
Diosito will never give you something that you can't handle, and we're gonna take it and run with it, and until we can't no more. But yeah, it's I mean, I still, and it's crazy because I normally do the segment Rolling with the Hood Foodie, which is obviously a spinoff where kind of the same thing. We help support mom and pop shops, but in this case, it's like I take my familia takes me to their favorite mom and pop shops, and I've had guests from like Ali Khan, Mexican Ways, DJ Damage, Dino from Fear Factory.
Yeah.
So that's still, I mean, there's still a bunch of people that for some reason want to go out and eat with me. So so I'm trying my best to bring that project back as soon as possible. I also started Real Talks with the Hood Foodie, which I need to push myself to start doing, because the reason why I created that was because when I went into once again, I took medication last, what was it, 2020, I took medication for the second time, hoping that it might have been the wrong medication I took the first. Nope. Even at the prime of the Hood Foodie, I took the meds, 3 or a week after, I wake up and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, who am I?
Oh,
like, I had lost who I was, fell into like a deep depression. I mean, the worst depression ever, because it was a depression that I was in for 7 months, 24/7. Like, I'm even surprised thinking back right now that I didn't do nothing to myself.
Yeah.
And once I got, knock on wood, like the medication wore off. And I by the next day I was like, oh man, we're back. And I was on a podcast tour.
Yeah.
But when I came back and I spoke about it on my platform, whoa, like you felt it. People were like, a lot more people were listening, a lot more people were watching, and they're still doing it to this day.
Yep.
And and that's why I'm put, that's one of my fears, but I still gotta push myself, and I gotta start booking people. But yes, that platform was basically to speak about anything that we're going through, whether it's depression, anything that hits home, because I feel like sometimes we just need to talk to somebody, or sometimes we just need to hear somebody.
Yep. 100%, man. Yeah, no, that's what you're going through, and still doing what you do. I can't tell you enough how courageous and how much just strength that takes. Just to get a little personal, when my dad passed away 3 years ago from cancer, it was rough, man.
Sure.
It's like getting up every day was like it was a challenge, but you kind of have to do it because you have your loved ones that are depending on you. You have your family, and to this day, that's pretty much, and I think you and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Or speak to that. It's what gives us strength. It's our family, so yeah. Oh, Alex, what are you doing?
Hey, sometimes we just need to get it out.
Right.
It's okay to let it out.
I know. But so for anyone that wants to follow you, where can they find you? Your platforms, all that. Go for it.
I'm basically in every social media platform as The Hood Foodie. My biggest channel is gonna be Instagram, but I'm hoping this year I'm gonna start kind of leveling things out where I might launch cooking hood foods with The Hood Foodie on YouTube, or let's go dancing on TikTok with The Hood Foodie kind of thing. I gotta start expanding it more because I just feel like this is the beginning, and it's gonna be a ride. It's definitely gonna be a ride.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you coming out and having this conversation.
No, I want to
Thank you
thank
for
you for
your
giving me
time.
this platform. Like, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform, and for your familia to get to know who I am. I mean, I mean that means the world to me, especially my people in my hood of the 818.
Yes, your people in the 818. Thank you again, Alex. Best of luck. You need anything, reach out.
Likewise. Thank you, familia. I appreciate you.
Thank you.